Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we speak truth, see truth. Speaker's Corner, yeah, they see through, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner. 3 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 3 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner.
Speaker's Corner number 50. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is time for another episode of your favorite show that stars you, not me. So much so, I'm not even going to be on camera. Mostly that's because I just got high, and then I had to deal with a bunch of problems with the computer that I didn't want to deal with. It wasn't part of the plan tonight, but I took care of it. I was just having a nightmare of a time. Google Chrome was acting all stupid. No matter what I clicked, like if I clicked any link or anything, it just automatically opened a new window. So I had all these windows open. Wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. But we fixed it. We are good to go now, and we're ready for a show. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm going to get the chat up on the screen here shortly. But we do already have some people in the... By the way, guys, I do not read the chat over there at StreamYard because I can't see it unless I get rid of the screen that you guys are on, which wouldn't be very good. So I have to be able to see you guys. So we're going to bring you guys on. I'm going to stick to a... Let's go with a 4-minute today. Just because when that time is up, you're getting dropped. No matter what, just sounds like a fun thing to do tonight. So that's what we're going to do. So no hard feelings. I told you ahead of time. You're getting an extra minute. And when the bell rings, let me make sure that this is set to have a sound. When the bell rings, you're going to get dropped. Yes, there's a bell supposed to come on. Okay, we should be good. Everything's good. 4 minutes. So I'll say hello to you, say how are you, and then we'll go from there. Okie dokie. Sounds good to me too. Thank you for playing along. Let's close Zoom. We don't need that open. The meeting's over. Are we good to go? We have this open. I think we're good. Let's do the damn thing. Up first, we've got Repent or Perish. Repent or Perish. Welcome to the show.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
How you doing?
Doing great, thanks.
I'm working.
Where you at?
Walmart.
All right. What do you do there?
A stalker.
Okay. Hey, you can't complain. Everybody needs to make a little money.
Got to pay the bills, right?
Got to pay the bills. I'm sure you're not there for the love of it, but that's okay.
No.
It wasn't your lifelong dream. It's not what you wrote down in second grade.
No, this wasn't.
Okay.
This wasn't planned.
All right, your clock's in. Oh, go ahead. What?
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, the whole the thing with Nathan Thompson, or that's his name, right?
Oakley,
I'm sorry. Yeah, man, I was listening to his show. I didn't even know Austin was going to be on there the other day, and he was like belittling him and demanding that he does this and that. I was like, man, this guy claims to believe in God, but he sounds like he's demon possessed or something.
Man, I felt the same way. I was like, I used to think when you became a flat earther, you became a good person. I'm like, there's no way that guy feels good about how he treats anybody. Crazy.
Yeah, and it's funny how Dave's always like, he never met a blue dot he don't like, but I think that blue dot he don't like too much.
I think Dave might have one now. I'll tell him to say that in his next interview. Tell him that I've only met one blue dot I don't like.
Right, that'd be hilarious. All right, man. Just wanted to say what's up, bro. I'll let the next guy get in. Take it easy, man.
All right, that was good. So much for the 4-minute clock. Thank you. Repent or perish or stock shelves. Let's go with Heeb Namer H. That cannot be the correct pronunciation, but it's fun to say.
Hey, man.
What up?
What's up?
How are you?
It's Namer.
Namer. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, Heeb Namer.
Hey, what's up, bro? I just want to say hi. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. Got done with the long show today. Then we had to teach class, and then I got high, and now I'm just kicking back and
Man, you
playing with
think
the clock.
weed is good?
No, but I think that everybody, I think it's hard to have no vices, and I quit smoking, and there's just a lot of things I've done that I'm like way healthier as far as my weight and what I eat, and if my son's allergies, like things like bread are out of the house, and dairy's out of the house. Not that I'm upset about it, but I miss cheese and things like that. I don't know. So for me, I need something to kind of look forward to. And so for me, when my day is done, when all things are done, I don't like smoke during the day. I don't get high at 10 a.m. or noon or 2 p.m. because then I'm kind of worthless the whole day. So it's just something that I can look forward to. And I don't smoke a lot, as far as maybe a joint, half a joint, late at night when everything's all set.
I understand the actual apparent health benefits like Rick Simpson's oil and with seizures, right?
Yeah, that's kind of different. Yeah, that's kind of different. But yeah, I mean,
even for enjoying it, right?
Yeah, I would say that's it. It kind of, I feel like I'm wound up, especially, during the day when I do a show, I feel like I'm amped up, and it just kind of pulls me back down. So, because I don't drink any caffeine or anything like that. So,
yeah, I think it's funny because it's almost maybe because it makes you more, for example, paranoid, or maybe it just slows things and helps you think easier. But it's people who smoke, I guess it's they see these psyops like flat Earth and these kind of things, right?
They see them?
Yeah, I think it's it almost loosens the veil.
Maybe.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. I think that I wish more people used weed the way that I do, which is what I've noticed that happens to me, is that it is going to accentuate whatever I'm doing, right? So if I'm researching something and I really just want to kick it and research at that, if I smoke, then I can just really dial in and kind of research that. But if I'm sad, let's say I'm thinking about my mom and I smoke, then I'll cry like a little girl in the corner. So
oh yeah, definitely.
It just kind of
your mom passed?
Yeah, in 2019.
Oh, sorry to hear about that, man.
Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, it's just one of those things, freak accident that you never expected. So
yeah, but also it's you come to seeking truth and you find all these truths, like 9/11, for example, and COVID, this stuff, and flat Earth, and they all align in vibration with truth, right? So it resonates with truth. So it's just interesting because you'd think that people would seek truth and they would want to know the truth about the place that they live, for example, the shape of the realm, whatever you want to call it. But also it's you see the politics that are happening recently with Donald Trump, how he's who he is, right? You would know that he he's got owners, he's got, let's call them Jewish owners, for
Correct.
example.
Mm-hmm.
And all people have to do is look at the information and it's all there. You can see yourself that it's flat Earth, but you can also find out that in history there were good ways for our people and we're not doing the right thing for our people. And I think arguably and inarguably the best move for our people is not democracy, that's Jewish, but actually and I don't want to come across as I don't want to spread hate and all that stuff, but me talking real, if you look at the data, for example, Hitler's Germany is not what they tell us it was, and it was actually quite the opposite, I believe. And COVID and these scams, I think the Holocaust is also one of those scams, and the real truth is the Holodomor was a genocide, and our people are being really majorly attacked, and people don't want to hear it because it's actually so bad, and they've been so deeply indoctrinated that they don't want to hear it. But really, our people, and particularly white Aryan people, are under huge attack. And the globe lie is one of these Talmudic lies that keep us in a low vibration. And Hitler was right. What do you think about that?
I think those things would be best left for Rokfin, but I agree with most of what you said. Yeah, I mean, I think people don't want to hear that because people feel like it would be their responsibility or that they have some responsibility to act on it, and people don't like to do that. People want to just kind of sit around and do nothing. But we've seen what that's got us. So, certainly that's not the answer. But I do agree that there's... Good. I don't want to take up your time.
For example, the media that is propelled on us is so predatory on us. I was watching a movie with some friends and stuff, and the themes that are portrayed in every little minute detail, it's like designed to instill a psychosis in the society, and it's just poison. And just like the music, you know, how it's like spells. People don't even realize how it's destroying the fabric of our society on purpose.
Absolutely. I think we're already well on the way, and this country's in trouble. So I do appreciate the call. Your 3 minutes is up. I'm going to let you go. That was fun. That was Heeb Namer. Damn it. I should have wrote down the actual spelling of that. I didn't even write it down. Like a loser. All right, let's go to the next person. If you want to join the show, it is tinyurl.com/cornerism. Come on in. You just get to, when you get there to the site, turn down the volume or turn off the volume on YouTube or Rokfin, wherever you're watching it, and just listen to me on the show on StreamYard, where you'll be clicking the link. Again, it's tinyurl.com/cornerism. It is on this. It's not on the screen. I'll put it up for you. Next, we've got, oh boy, it's Tony Coriolis. Tony.
Yo. Hey, never thought I'd be saying this, Jaron, but can you move me further down the queue? Is there anyone else?
I already played your theme song. No, I'll move it down the queue. Stop the sound. We don't know more. Okay, I'll move it down.
Okay.
We've got Claptrap 101, upside down guy, Claptrapism in the house.
Hey, is there ambient?
Is that
cricket?
Your name? Say you're gay?
It's a penis.
What?
What?
I don't know.
Was there ambient crickets on the last caller, or is that just his background?
I think it was his background. I did not play any sound effects till the Godfather music.
Did you hear the crickets? No, not Tony Coriolis, but like
the guy before him.
Yeah,
I did not.
Like I heard crickets the whole time.
No, I haven't played any sound effects at all. I'll play this one for you though. Let's see if you like this one.
I got the clap, and I'm giving it to you.
No, obviously I could play that one if you want, but. All right, let me start your 4 minutes. It's very strict today, so you're going to get hung up on right at 4 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Hey, what's the North Pole of the moon?
Sorry?
What is the South or North Pole of the moon? Like, where is it?
I don't know. We've the axis of rotation, they would say.
It doesn't rotate.
The moon? According to them, it does.
No, a compass doesn't work on the moon. I Googled it. Like,
no, a compass wouldn't work. It's just talking about the north and south would be the uppermost and the lowermost, if you want to call them that. For America
or Australia, because it rotates depending on where you are in the world.
Correct. I'm assuming that it's set to our north.
And so it's like the time zone. There's a universal north.
Time zone.
Well, okay, you know how there's a time zone for the Earth. A universal zero.
UTM. Okay, got you.
So there has to be a UTM for the rotation of the moon. Okay, well, what I'm saying is there's no north or south pole on the moon, and I'm trying to Google it, and everything's looking stupid. Even the video that I sent you, like, if you want to pull up my Telegram links real quick, I think it's the last link that I sent you, and I said, holy shit, because...
Oh, I saw you. You sent me that one that said why Russia and are racing to the moon or something.
Yeah, I didn't even. Oh, did you know that India sent out? They sent this Mars rover. They launched it July 14th. They sent it months ago.
Yeah, I covered it today on my show. Where you been?
Well, did you say that they launched it July 14th?
Well, I knew it was launched a while ago. I don't think I said that on my show, but what difference does that make?
Oh, okay. Well, I expected it to be like launched like a week ago or something.
Oh, no, it's got to go through the slow process of getting to the moon.
Well, Artemis got there in 3 days.
Yeah, and it says that, I know, and then Russia launched theirs like days before India launched theirs, and then they crashed.
Oh, yeah, and it failed something. But that was like back in July, though. But like Artemis got there in like less than a week.
Yeah, quick. I don't know what they do. Just make shit up. We can make shit up if you want. It would take my craft like 16 days, I think. What is it? 16? 17. 17 days. 17 days.
I got a skit. I kind of want to film it myself just to make you laugh.
Is it Brandy in it?
I don't think I would do it good enough. It kind of like what you dawned on, where you did your own little animation where like, oh, I'm Jeranism and I landed on the moon myself. So it's kind of like that.
You
But
did
it's
watch my
way
show
more
today.
funny. But it's way more funny.
Okay, what is it? Tell me. Maybe we could do it together.
I don't want to. Well, I'll tell you like off screen because I
Okay.
kind of want to shoot like a whole like 5-minute skit.
Yeah, it's Dave Weiss wanted to do too. He wanted us to like all wear NASA shirts and go somewhere and like sit at tables with little computer monitors and then have some animation on some screen.
Oh my! All right, well, contact me and I'll tell you the skit because I kind of need help on it.
I will reach out on Telegram.
It's either getting it out in a week or like me doing it myself and be like 3 months down the road.
Yeah, I don't see you doing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, yeah,
but I can help you.
Between my alcoholism and
it's not that bad. I mean, how many days a week are you drinking?
I might kill myself twice in like the next 3 months.
You're not going to do that. What is your drinking problem? How many drinks are you at a day, or is it 3 days a week, or is it 7 days a week, or is it 32 days a month?
How many hours are in a day? But
a lot.
A lot. But it's my. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, there's the North and South Pole. Like, there's no South Pole. Like, where's the South Pole on the moon? And there's not like compasses. They say that compasses don't work on the moon because there's no molten lava core on the moon. So what are they saying is the North Pole? And what I think the last link I sent you on Telegram shows
so
the South Pole.
Just if you're asking the question, they say that the moon rotates around the Earth, so it does turn on its axis. So the North Pole would be the point of the north axis, and the South Pole would be the south point of the axis. But there's no magnetics there, so they wouldn't. I mean, again, I don't even believe in the moon. So
hold on. The North Pole's the north axis. I don't even.
Okay, so the axis of rotation, right? So if something spins, like a basketball is spinning, it has an axis of rotation, right? So the moon goes around the Earth, so they say. So if
I'm thinking of a paper plate.
Paper plate.
Well, because
you got moved. Let's go with lost connection. So, what? Lost connection. So, what I don't understand is why that says on the screen 420, and then I click on the button to start the timer, and it always goes to 4. Or has it been going to 419? No, that's weird. Where's the 420 coming from? I actually don't know. That is the weirdest thing. Where is the 420 coming from? That's a 4-minute timer. Huh. Lost connection. What's going on? You got 3 minutes and 45 seconds to get here. We're going to sit here in silence until you do. I'm kidding, of course. We're not going to do that. We're not crazy people. How about Brian? Brian. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Is your name Jaron?
It's correct.
Correct. Hi.
I guess
I subscribed to you for a while. Anyway, the guy's politics that he was discussing earlier, and that you also, could relate to. Do you know the guy named Devin Stack?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's been on a tear with flat earthers, and I don't know if you're aware of that on Twitter.
I have not been aware of that. Okay. What's he saying? He's against it? Anti?
Yeah, he is. He put him in there. He put put us in his crosshairs. But anyway, the one thing he says. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. The one thing that he says is that the ham radio debunks it all, because he says the wavelength of the signal has to bounce off the ionosphere, and something about like long waves is the only thing. You cannot hear something from Albuquerque to a certain place in Texas because of the curvature of the Earth, and the only way to hear the signal, AM station, is he's talking about VH or whatever that ham radio signal is called, and he said the only way to be able to hear it is if you get a certain wavelength that can bounce off the ionosphere, and he says that proves a round Earth. So I haven't heard anyone in the flat Earth community debunk that or talk about it.
So the ionosphere was discovered because Marconi sent radio waves across the Atlantic Ocean, and that is obviously not possible with the Earth being curved. So they got very confused, and everybody said, "How in the hell is this happening?" And so then they said, "Oh, there's an ionosphere that bounces signals off." Even though Marconi didn't aim it at any ionosphere, he aimed it across the ocean, and then they picked up the signal from 2,500 miles. So they've also done, I believe it's 2,000 miles or something like that they've done with 100 hertz waves, and The problem with that is that I believe it's less than 30 that it has to be to bounce off the ionosphere. If it's more than that, it's supposed to go through it. So clearly that can't be from the ionosphere. As far as what you said about Albuquerque, New Mexico to Texas, what do you mean that it can't radio waves can't go from there? I believe that they send radio waves much further, but you're saying that those are the ones you're talking about that are bounced off? I don't know what happened to you, Brian. You're just a black screen now. You turned into a black box. Maybe you're done. You just wanted to hear me talk the rest of the way. So I laugh at that. I don't think that ham radio proves that at all. In fact, all radio transmission is done off of the AE map. So if you're going to aim from, say, Florida to send a signal to somewhere in Europe, you can use the AE map and point directly at Europe, and that's how you send it. So ham radio actually uses a flat earth map. So I'm not really sure where he's getting that from as far as, I mean, imagine saying that the ionosphere, which you've never seen, is something that proves that the earth is a ball. I mean, it's just insane that people would have that kind of a opinion of things. For me, I could never say that again. I've never seen an ionosphere. I've never seen things bounce off of it. We could test against it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you did aim it up in the sky, if they would still pick up the signal. You know, you figure that it's going to hit air. It's not going to, I don't think the signal would just fly up into the space. So to me, they can aim at the sky and pick up signals, but I think you could also aim just across the earth and pick it up as well. So sorry if that's not what you were looking for. But Austin has talked about it many times. I can't remember if it was his last show or the one before that. I know he hasn't done one in a while. Anyway, he's talked about ham radio. And then remember, Bob Nodell was the ham radio operator. So I'm pretty sure if ham radio was proof of the globe earth, Bob would have probably told me before he decided to take an early exit. Thank you, though. Let's go with Tony. Are you ready yet? Or you want to still hold?
Yo, I'm good. Yeah, let's go.
You sure?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, do you want to play your intro first or what?
You're cool. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
What's up? Well, why'd you need time? What's going on over there? You jerking off or something?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, thanks for finishing.
I got another buddy who's like, I've been friends with him forever. He does like a video game streaming thing. So it was just my time to play for Fortnite with him.
All right. Did you lose that quickly?
Yeah, we lost. And now we got another game queuing up, but it's kind of taking a second. So we got time. We're good.
All right, let's start the clock. Go ahead. You're on.
Okay. So went out of town and had great talks with a bunch of people, and I hit everyone flat. You know that. I'm Tony Coriolis.
Right. He's flat smacking like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, and it's, poorly received by some, but others are questioning. It's not like I got anyone hook, line, and sinker.
Does anybody want to fight you?
Huh?
Does anybody want to fight you?
I had one guy. They were really pissed off at me. So the guy came into the bar wearing a NASA shirt, and I was like, whoa, shit, And then it's a really small bar, and right when they walk in, this was like 2-3 months ago, they go, hey, 2 Bud Lights, I swear. They were Bud Lights right after that. And then the guy's wearing a NASA shirt too. So there was another girl in the bar, and then the NASA guy goes over, starts trying to talk to her, blah, blah, blah. And then he came back over to the bar, and then I said, hey, dude, are you like a fan of NASA? And then he goes, well, yeah. And then I go, oh, I'm not, man. Tax scam. Like, I don't believe in it. And then he's like, well, have you seen it? Have you seen the rockets go up? I go, yeah, have you? And then he goes, yeah. I go, dude, they go on a curve. They don't go straight up. They don't go up and out. They go like on a curve. He goes, no, they go straight up. What? I said, no, that's a lie, dude. And then his buddy got all mad. You calling him a liar? And then I go, he doesn't get what I'm talking about. He hasn't seen him go straight up. And then they left the bar. So
I believe I have a photograph of this person that you sent me. Let me see if I've got this one. If this might be it.
Oh, let's see it.
Is this him here? I think you sent me this from the, oops, hold on. Let's see if we can, why is it not going to resize? Come on. Is this him here? I believe that this is, I think you took that picture from the restroom and then you,
Yep. That's him.
That's him?
That's him.
Okay. Yeah.
That is him.
You told me he smells like shit and was humming some song from Cats, I believe, the musical.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said it was his favorite musical. He did mention that.
Right. I mean, how could you blame him? I like Grease personally, but anyway.
So, hey, I was hanging out with some people, and then we were talking about something, and I said to one of the guys I was hanging out with tonight, I go, Yeah, dude. Like, I wasn't even flat because it was a whole story where, like, okay, so I'm gonna try to tell this. I can see my time now. 1:46. Good. So there, one of my buddies was like not dating this girl anymore, but then she still kind of came around. You know, that kind of thing happens. You know.
Yes.
So she came around and she's trying to talk up this one guy that she knows who's, you know, way better than us, blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of a stupid situation, but she was saying that. And then she goes, yeah, he's a wire runner at NASA, you know, being like, that'd be a flex, a wire runner. Okay. I've seen wire runners in a hospital and stuff. Like, you're running electrical cables. Like, what the hell? And then I just kind of hit her with like, what, a wire runner? That's low level. Like, what are you talking about, NASA trying to flex that? And she got all pissed off, and like we were on vacation in Huntington Beach. Like, it was just so funny. And then me and my buddy were dying laughing. We retell that story all the time. But yeah, the guy was a wire runner at NASA, and that was pre me being flat. I already knew that guy was bullshit, you know.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So then me being pre-flat, something else I figured out. I got a National Geographic magazine on the moon, okay? And then it shows the moon and all the areas where they either successfully landed something on the moon, so they say, or unsuccessfully landed something, okay? So they even had the moon showing like degrees of latitude, longitude on the one side of the moon that we see, you know?
Right.
So it showed like the equator of the moon, so they said, and then it goes up to 90 on the top,
right,
up to 90 on the bottom, okay?
Right.
The only successful ones were in between 45 to the equator on both sides. So they said, okay?
Okay.
And this was like 2015 or something, like when I first saw this. And then, so we can only see that one side, and then only the middle
you gotta get
section
dropped.
they
I'm
landed
sorry.
in.
I told everybody there's no questions. There's asses just dump you. Let's go with, again, I see Lost Connection. So, can I see your full name? Lost Connection. So, you're not there. Plain Reality. What's up? Good for you to call in. I just was talking to you, and I was a little bit lost about where you live, and I think I thought you were in Australia, but good. You? What happened? Can you not hear me? What happened?
No, yeah.
Oh.
Well, man. Yeah, very well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's
Can
up?
you hear me?
Yep.
We there?
Yep.
All right. Yep, we're on. Yeah. So what I messaged you about was the sun clearly going faster here in the summer.
Wait. So where are you?
It has to.
Where are you?
I'm in South Australia.
Okay, guys, listen to this, because if this is true, I mean, we're talking huge.
33.
Are you listening on a delay or something?
Yeah. So I think we're on the 33rd or 35th. No, I don't know. Maybe it's just a delay.
Okay.
I have no idea.
You're at 35 degrees, you said?
Yeah. Sorry, man. Not sure. Yeah, that's, I think. But you're the other end.
I lost you again. Say it again.
But yeah. So I think we're on the 35th, and you're on the 35th up there in California as well.
Yeah,
so
about there.
Around the same one.
So, and you're saying, because I want people to hear this and understand it. So you're saying that the sun moves. So because I guess what most people would think is in the winter that the sun would set and it would be dark fast, versus in the summer that the sun would set and it would be light longer, it would be dark later. But what you're saying is, in your filming and you're examining the sun from Australia, that you say it gets darker in the summer faster than it does in the winter. Is that correct?
That is correct. So if you remember, yeah, that's 100% correct.
Wow.
So on June 21st, we basically said we were going to both try to film on June 21st. Well,
right.
I couldn't film on June 21st, so I filmed on the June 20th because the 21st ended up was raining. So I'd filmed on the 20th all the way until the sun was till the light was completely gone. Although, unfortunately, because the camera doesn't pick up the light as well, it appears to get dark slightly faster. But it was in 22 minutes until it was 100% dark.
What camera are you using?
Now, just as an example, 2 days ago, that was with the Nikon P100 or P900 or P1000.
Okay.
I've got both.
And are you gonna? So you're gonna record?
So 2 days ago, it was an hour and.
Yeah, there's a delay. Sorry, I'll just let you go.
Yeah, we have to be on a delay. So yeah, I'll be recording. Yeah, no worries. So I am recording literally every day. I'm out filming the sunsets almost every day. I miss a day here or there. But 2 days ago, it was an hour and 6 minutes. So it's already 14 minutes faster for it to get to daylight. And I just checked on like time and date or whatever it is. When does the sun set on December 21st? And it said 8:29 p.m. is when it will set. Now I know for a fact that it's not still daylight at 8:30. I mean at 9:30. It's getting daylight more around 9:15. I already know that I'll be filming it just to make sure. So during I reckon December 21st, it'll be about 45 to 50 minutes at the most is when it'll be 100% dark.
Wow, that's going to be such huge proof if we can get that to be succinct and to be, because here's the thing. I mean, here in the north, it definitely gets darker faster in the winter. Definitely. The sun sets and it's dark fairly quickly. Whereas in the summer, when the sun sets, I still get an additional way longer than an hour of light. So I think that that's indicative of a inner track sun that's closer to me. So it sets and it's still not really going that far or that fast. And so it stays light here a lot longer. And then when it gets to the outside, which would when the sun would be moving faster, right? Then it gets darker here faster. But it would make sense in the south in Australia on a flat earth that since the sun is moving not quite double the speed, but it's moving, it's booking during the your summer, which is December, we would expect the sun to move faster, causing it to get. Okay. I don't want to take your time.
Oh yeah. Oh no, sorry. Yeah. I worked out that approximately going to be about 46% faster. So is that we're looking at more like around, possibly the sun's moving at closer to 1,400 miles an hour, which means then that it will be able to cover about 36,000 miles.
How many?
Which kind of correlates to, maybe the outer edge being closer to around 36,000 or just over 36,000 miles. It could possibly go in 24 hours.
You're taking 1,400, multiplying that by 24?
In December 21st. Yeah. I don't know if it was 1,400. Maybe it was 1,430 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, then I can see the Tropic of Capricorn being, Capricorn being about 34,000 miles. Is that what you had?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Yeah, up to 30, anywhere in between there. So that would mean that obviously the very outer edge is going to be closer to 50 to 60,000.
Yeah, I think 45, 50 is good.
I mean, I don't have much longer left. Oh no, I've only got 17 seconds. So I was going to say, can I quickly present something? But
you may, because I took a good minute and a half of your time. So go ahead. You can take more time.
Slides. Screen. Share screen.
Yep, share screen.
Oh God. System settings. How the fuck do I do this now? Google. Yeah, I've got to.
You have to approve it to share screens or something.
It's this stupid.
You want me to put you in the back room and I'll come back to you in a second?
Yeah, it's a stupid.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Let's go with Harmon in the house. Harmon, what it is for?
Howdy.
How are you, my friend? I can hear you great.
Yeah, well, first of all, you got to get used to it. It's not the sun that keeps having the light. It's the light that's trailing. The sun's gone already. The sun's still causing light after it goes by.
Okay.
You can't see the sun. You can't see the source. You can't see the light.
What sense does that make?
Do it with the spotlight. Do it with anything. Once you can't see that spotlight anymore, you don't see any light coming from it.
What do you, so if I'm in the hallway and I can't see my kitchen light, you don't think I can see the light in the kitchen?
No, you're blocking it. You're blocking. I'm talking about something that goes out of sight, not blocked.
But okay, out of sight but not blocked.
Yeah, when it goes beyond the horizon, what does Dave call it, the opacity or whatever it is, you can't see the source anymore. You can't see the light from the source. If you can do that with anything, so that's the light that's going.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
You just can't do it. But anyway, that's not what I call about.
Okay.
What is this thing in the sky that has like 8 squares that's going over the sky? I've seen it 3 times now.
I mean 8 squares.
Well, a lot of the guys said when they were in San Diego and they saw it, they called it the what's that thing that
Starlink?
Yeah.
Dave saw it too. Well, Dave saw it.
I've seen it 3 times now.
Dave said it looked like a collection of like drones or planes or balloons or something.
No, it looked like squares. I've seen it 3 times. It looks like squares connected, like a toy it would be, and just goes straight across the sky. And it only lasts about maybe 10 to 12 seconds, and it disappears. Each time I've seen it, it disappears. All my friends were in a swimming pool at nighttime, and it was just right above us. They all thought it was the Starlink. Oh, it's a Starlink. I go, dude, that's only looking like 4 miles up there. In their mind, it was a long ways away.
Yeah, Dave said it looks very close, and it looked. You said 10 to 12 seconds to go across the entire sky, though?
No. It just goes. It just goes 10 or 12 seconds and disappears.
Oh, okay.
It lights up. And I was on San Clemente for about a week ago.
Damn it.
And it came out at 9:12 at night, 9:15 at night. And so I said, okay, I'm going to check the next night. And it came out 9:15 at night. Didn't come straight over to this time. It was off probably a mile or so to my over the ocean where I was staying at San Clemente. But it came out both nights at the same time there. And it was around 9-something when it came out over here in Arizona where I saw it.
I'm going to see if there's a site that tells me when I can see it.
I wonder if there is. I don't know. But I've seen it. But it only stays on. I wouldn't even say it stays on 10 seconds. And it just turns right back off. Everybody was going, when we were at the campsite, everybody was looking at it because it's so low. And they're going, what is that? What is that? What is that? And they said, where did it go? Where did it go? Well, I had seen it twice before. So when it disappeared, I said, it just lasts a few seconds. And
do they all disappear at the same time?
I don't know that. I know it was around 9:15 when I saw it in Arizona here. And then when I was in San Clemente, it was 9:15, 9:16 both nights.
There is a Starlink tracker. It looks like I've got findstarlink.com. Check when you can see it. Select your location. I'm going to see where I can see it in my city. Find visible times. Sorry, no timings found with good visibility in the next 5 days. Okay. Then it shows some timings with poor visibility. So everybody can check that if they want to find out when it goes above you. Again, that's findstarlink.com. And see what happens if you put in your area. It tells me no. Oh, there is some. Here's timings with average visibility. One's at 5:38 in the morning in a couple days. One's at 8:17 p.m. on August 28th. That's not a bad one. Wonder why.
Are there pictures? Look for pictures.
Yeah, the pictures actually do. Some of them look like squares. I could see why you would say that.
Yeah, they're squares.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's I think it must not be on very long at all on purpose. So it's hard to get a picture of it. It's only on for 8 to 10 seconds. You know.
Well,
often you're gonna have.
This says 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. But I could see what you're saying. I think that they could have it go out earlier. Come on late, whatever.
Yeah, no, it did. I'm telling you, it appears and goes away. I've seen it.
Does it look like a light or does it look like a reflection from the sun?
Oh, no, it looks like a light. It looks like it would be like Project Bluebeam or something.
Right.
However they're doing it. It literally looks a hologram to me, would be in the sky.
Did they look to be 350 miles away from you?
No, I'm telling you, they didn't look. I was with a guy who was a pilot for cargo. I told you about him. And he's looking at, he says, hell, that wasn't no more than maybe a mile up there, even if a mile. It was very low. But the guys who didn't think anything about it in their mind, because they had seen it in San Diego too, And they say, "Oh, that's Starlink. That's Starlink." Oh my gosh! How did they know this? Is it that much on TV?
No, it's just something that nerds say.
No, these guys are brain dead retired prison guards. Trust me.
Yeah, but I mean so there's like nerds probably the prison guards probably talk about it. It's an Elon Musk thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know how else to know that.
All right, I'm gonna let you go.
That's it. Hey,
well, I just wanted to say that.
I had to program a custom message into my pinball machine, and it says "duck the Fodgers." Just so you know.
Oh, hey, I watched that little real quick. What you did the other day, about a 10-second, 20-second.
Oh yeah, I was trying the Telegram stories for the first time.
Right, and I saw you doing it on there. That was so cool. And brought back. I spent so much money on that machine.
Yeah, I'll play a full game when I can because it's. I just got to get it all working perfectly. Thanks, Harmon. All right, we've got. Let's see if Plain Reality's ready yet. Are you ready? Hope you look kind of frozen. Oh, there you are. Go ahead and share your screen. I should be able to see it.
Yeah, maybe. If it doesn't work, just dump me.
Okay.
All right, cool. If it doesn't work, just dump me again. Share screen. Screen. I don't want to share that. I want to share my actual screen.
Should say entire screen. So you go present, then it says share screen, and then it gives you a bunch of. Oh, I see. This is new. You got to go to entire screen on the far right. Click that.
Oh, there we go. Entire screen.
And then click one of the buttons. It'll highlight it in black, and then you hit share.
Yep. Got it.
There you go. I see it.
Done. Okay, so what do
we can see it?
Okay, so you can see this. Okay, all right. Let me go over here. Well, this one here, the one that we're looking at right now. This is me looking from Port Noarlunga in South Australia towards an area called Outer Harbour where all the ships come. It's from 26.4 miles away. I was 15-foot high observer height. So there should be 258 feet of curve here, or 258.
You mean hidden?
Feet of hidden.
Okay.
There's little cranes here. Yeah, there should be 258 feet hidden. There's cranes here. These cranes would be a maximum 150 feet high. And this is all trees here. Can you see this green line here?
Yes.
This is all pine trees. Can you see where my mouse is running? This is all pine trees. So
okay.
They're about 60 feet high. Okay. But so none of this should be, I mean, the horizon should be like up here somewhere. Shouldn't see any of this.
Right.
That's on this day, but here's some interesting, more interesting
How could, I mean,
here.
Yeah, it's crazy. I
So
mean,
if I just skip through as I went.
Go ahead.
So as I go through here, this was me just panning across. And then when I get to this point here, and I can show it, like I'm going to have to, this is a little PowerPoint that I'm organizing. This little bit of land here, just to the side, the only piece of land that I can find next to where it is just between 30 to 32 miles away and is at maximum 8 meters high, which is about 26 feet. There should be over 350 to 400 feet of hidden here.
Wow.
And this is the only land that can be there. So when I actually do a full presentation, there's more I've got to add to this as far as me going onto Google Earth and showing the spot and proving where it all is.
Yeah, if you have a couple different observations,
organizing this entire presentation.
Please do. I would let you present it on my channel. As long as you didn't have this kind of delay, because right now I feel like killing myself.
Presentation. Yeah. Sorry, bro. Now here,
if you weren't so damn upside down.
Yeah, here you can see the horizon line. This is 8 miles to where the jetty is here. You can see that the horizon is actually just behind the jetty, yet should be where this red line is.
Mm-hmm.
And this is regular. This is all the time. This is a constant thing. This is like, it's not like this is a rarity. This little yellow buoy here is 4 miles away.
And you're on the...
Now, I've been actually dropping my camera down to... Sorry?
No, go ahead.
Go on. Oh, sorry. So on this day here, let me just check here. Yes, okay. So this day here, just here you can see this little white thing here. This is a Buddha that we have that's 50 kilometers away, 31 miles. It's 18 meters tall. From 20 foot high, no drama. We should see it. But right here where this red line is, that's approximately where the Buddha should be sitting. But yet it's not. It's well above. Here over here, this area here is O'Sullivan's Beach, where there's a boat ramp here. Now, I don't know if you can see, there's little lines just here. These are light poles. Okay? And there is actually just here, there's a shore break. And now, this is from 20 feet, so not too much of a drama, but we shouldn't see any of this. Where this red line is here, this is actually where the water line should be, according to the globe math.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't see these light poles at all. They should be completely hidden. Now, I'll drop it down here to, I'll go past a few of them. This is from 6 inches high. I went to the beach. This is from 6 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the Buddha right here. Okay, my time's up. There should be 154 meters. This Buddha is at 138 meters, right, this point right here is 138 meters. But from 6 inches high, there should be 154 meters. This part of the Buddha at the very top should be here, right on the horizon line at the bottom. You shouldn't see that Buddha at all.
Okay, yeah, contact me on Telegram.
Clearly around at least 70 meters above the.
Contact me on Telegram, and then try and put together a good presentation. And what we'll do is, we'll sit down. We don't even have to go live the first time, and just look at Google Earth and make sure I agree with these, because those are pretty drastic, miscalculations. I don't see a lot of that when I go looking, but it could be the area is different or whatever. I mean, I see definitely farther than we should, but I don't see that's drastic. That's when you have things that are hundreds and hundreds of feet above where they should be is pretty crazy. So let's do a presentation. Let's get it all clean and neat and tidy, and then we will present it. Sound good?
Yep, cool. All right, now just this one last quick little one here. Now see this here? This here, see how we have a nice clear horizon line? See, there's no mirage, there's no mirage, there's nothing like that. Well, this little hut here, at the base of this hut, is at 12 meters, so what's that, about 40 feet? The horizon should be only about 6 meters, 7 meters. Now this is showing that we can have a clear horizon line well above where it should be, showing that, like when you see, so say Globers will go, well, we have a clear horizon line here. The ship's going up past the horizon, so it's definitely over the horizon. Well, here we got a clear horizon line at 12 meters when it should be around 6 to 7 meters.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got a boat going off into the distance here, where the horizon should be at 5 meters, it's at 12. That boat's going to disappear a hell of a lot faster than what it should. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. That's because I guess when you're saying it's not a mirage, something is causing it to rise up.
There's no inferior mirage.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that this is refracted up,
mm-hmm.
or basically hiding a much higher bit. But there is no inferior mirage. There's nothing. Like, it is a clear line.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a nice clear day, clear line. So do
you want to know what I mean? You want to know what I think that is?
If you see a ship that looks over the horizon, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to let you go because we got to figure out what the problem is with the conversation there. We can't really talk.
Yep.
But yeah, reach out on Telegram and I'll just spit my thing real quick here after. So what he's showing there is a good example, I think, of you get this magnification. Now picture the atmosphere works as a lens. Okay. So if you were to take a magnifying glass and you were to put it down on a carpet that you have maybe in your house or something, it's a long carpet, and at the very end of that carpet you have buildings. If you were to get on the ground and look, and you lowered that magnifying glass to kind of near your face, not really right in front of it, but a little bit out, you would see the carpet eclipse the buildings that are far away in your living room. Well, what's that all about? It's because the magnifying glass is magnifying what's behind it, and what's behind it is carpet. And so it lifts the carpet up, magnifying it, but it's not able to see the buildings. The magnifying glass is not going to make the buildings bigger. They're, 12 feet away from you. Anyway, you can try that at home if you have a magnifying glass. It's the same thing that Rob Skiba did that shows the sunset, bottom first, etc. Gumbo Tundra. Welcome to the show. Gumbo going once.
Hey.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, man.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good, you. Welcome to the show.
Yes, I just wanted to say that if you think about it, population cannot be nihilistic or
What'd you say?
capitalistic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I missed what you said. You said what cannot be?
A population
Oh, population.
cannot be nihilistic or capitalistic if the general population is of a flat earth understanding, correct?
Well, I wouldn't say that's true, but go ahead. You can explain it.
Well, I mean, I think inherently flat earth is an understanding of the existence of a creator.
I used to think that as well, but I do think there are some dirtbag scumbags in this community, so.
Well, then I'd like to hear your opinion on the place existing without a creator.
No. For me, it's a no-brainer. There is a creator.
That's what I'm saying.
You will be judged for your actions here and all that. But I'm saying that I used to think when I very first got into Flat Earth and I saw the good people that were in it and I saw the jovial, we had a lot of fun.
Yes, but Jaron, I'm saying regardless of these, it hasn't taken yet, but in a society where generally it's accepted, that would not be, just like how you and I both understand, it confirms.
I would hope that.
Creator.
I would hope that, but I think that dirtbags will be dirtbags and scumbags will be scumbags.
Well, yes. Jews spiritually will always exist, I suppose, and that is the part of the creation, I suppose.
Okay.
Exactly. So, but that's the point. The point is that today we have ideas like nihilism and capitalism taking real hold and being on top of the real way. So the upside down being on top of the right side up. We have that today because of the flat earth misunderstanding and the globe acceptance of the model. That's
okay.
I think that's pivotal. So, for example, also, if you understand that the earth is, I think that there are two things that make someone intelligent today. And that is the shape of the place that we're on and the acknowledgement of the enemy that exists amongst us. I'm not going to be too particular.
Please don't.
But I'm sure you understand. I basically
Achoo! Sorry, I sneezed.
Right. And so, that kind of culminates actually in the understanding that, like I outlined, communism and capitalism is not the way to go. But for our people, the right way to go would be National Socialism. And that would be apparent if people knew anything other than the Rockefeller textbooks that they're fed, but also if they understood the reality of the situation with the history books, that the first-hand information is out there where people desire the truth. And, those two important facts, like I said, that would outline intelligence for somebody, the shape of the place and the enemy, those culminate in the historic National Socialist doctrine. So also, the swastika and the black sun, these are flat earth symbols, correct? So yes, it's capitalism and communism, these are many parts of what are destroying our people today. And the globe model acceptance is the reason for that, and that's how they want it. And if the flat earth, if everything goes the way it should, the flat earth would be understood by most people, and our people would revert to the superior National Socialist doctrine, which is basically a mix of community and independence. And, I'm not 100%, right? I can be spoken with people. I'm not pro-tyranny, right? I don't ever want someone to have to make decisions for me, and I understand that there's a sense of that. But if you understand what I'm saying, Jaron, you could get the picture.
I do. Thank you very much. Let's go with Namso, Amso, or...
Hey, Jaron.
You're ready. I'm going to call... I think that I'm going to get bonus money from Anthony Fauci for having you on the show, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, he started saying like 1 mask, wear your mask, and then wear 2 masks and 3 masks.
Yes.
So basically, I thought, just let's do 33 masks.
Right. It's a box of masks at this point.
Basically, yeah, 50, 100, whatever you can fit on your face. That's what we do nowadays.
How does
you doing?
your family must be really happy with you because they're not going to get sick for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to kill my grandma. There's like 3 new variants out there, and they're really dangerous or whatever for the vac or whatever. So I'm not down with that, man. I want to kill Granny.
No, don't do that.
How you doing, dude?
Good, you?
Pretty good. I really was just calling in. I've been following
Osmond?
Yes, sir.
Wow, I didn't even recognize you.
Yeah. Well, with the 33 masks on, it's tough too. But
yes, definitely was 33. I counted them.
Plus, I lost 85 pounds on keto.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And how long?
It took about a year, but it just melts off after a couple months.
Were you doing like eggs and steak, or what kind of exact diet?
Oh yeah, eggs, beef, high fat, high protein, low carb.
Okay.
Super easy for me. Eating ribeyes and cheeseburgers without the bun. Like I'm healthy, like bacon on it and stuff. So I feel a lot better, thankfully.
Well, good. That's good. I feel a lot better too. I'm down from, I was 225 during COVID, just got, up there, and then 205 now, but I need to do a little bit of the, the fine tuning, if you will.
Yeah. Same here, actually. I just haven't had the energy, the oomph to do it, but
I do like a couple bench presses a day, and then I'm like, that sucks.
Dude, but you just got to get into that habit.
You do. Once it's a habit, it's like with the walking thing. My wife and I go for a 2-mile walk every day, and it's just habit. So it's not even like complain about it, or it's just, we just do it.
You just do it.
It's just what we do.
Yeah. I wanted to obviously kind of talk to you about Nathan Oakley really quickly. And I think you get the hint. I've told you this before about people like him, but being a recovered troll, basically a recovering addict of trolling, you can't feed the trolls. And I understand like you can get views and it becomes this tit for tat back and forth and stuff, but the best thing to do is just not feed them. And I mean, most people know that he's wrong about the whole science proves things, and it's such a
stupid.
You guys are notorious for doing this, where like you can get lost in these tangents for hours, dude, at a time. When it's like, okay, well, we can agree to disagree, and
yeah, but here's the thing: is that I can, and I do, and I tell him, like, I don't tell him what he has to say. He can say whatever he wants. He tells me what he thinks I have to say, which is a laughing joke if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, he's just a really nasty person.
Yes,
and just to point out, like the last time we talked was I think a week or two ago. Like
2 weeks, I believe.
How long did you let me talk, and did you mute me once?
No.
There was like half an hour conversation, and you let Flat Earthers only on for like 3 to 5 minutes, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't mute anybody. Well, I mean, sometimes I'll send. I mean, if like Brenda's on here talking mess and it gets to her time limit, I'll take her down.
Well, Brenda's a very confused individual, but I think Brenda was the first, like, for me to know what that whole thing was about. I had never talked to one. I had never seen one. I mean, if you can think back in 2015, how many times you had seen one, and I guess they get kind of congealed into like a transvestite, a person, like a guy who goes and a gay guy, whatever, dances around or what, with an actual person who supposedly has like body dysmorphia or has an issue. That's a big issue right now with people kind of conflating the two, I guess. But as far as Nathan goes, you probably want to just keep it at it is.
I'm done. I'm done with the guy. Period. I heard that, I was done last week, and so I'm done, and I ignored him all week, but then I guess he somehow or another, Austin ended up on his show the other day, and I just got all these people messaging me saying, did you see Austin on Oakley? I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, go check it out. And then I was like skipping through just to see like, what are these guys talking about? And I just heard things that just infuriated me. Like, I heard basically that I need to apologize to, and then Oakley was like all proud of himself. Like, oh, so you're going to send Jaron here to retract. And I'm like, what the hell? Why would I ever retract a true belief of mine? It's funny.
Yeah. And really, I don't want you to give me any preferential treatment, but
Yeah,
my
officially,
time's
yeah.
up. But I would say, like you just don't feed the trolls, and really that's all it is you give him content. And that's what I tried to tell the Globers for a long time, to stop going on that show, because he's a vile person, first off, but you're actually feeding into him.
Yeah.
His little daddy daycare. I call it Flat Earth daddy daycare. Those guys sit on in the morning every single day for years and years on end, saying the same
Oh,
thing.
and they get so narcissistic, and then they start thinking they're something special. It's really sad.
Yeah. But have a good night, man.
You
Thanks
too.
for letting me on.
Hey, thanks anytime. Dulf Lundgren.
Yeah, right. Hello, right.
Hello.
Yeah, so, shout out Austin Whitsitt. And, my commentary here on Nathan Oakley is that, he's a pompous bastard, and I enjoy his show. And I think that his show is a staple. And I think that he is a piece of shit in his personality, just like Fight the Tight Shirt is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, that's the English culture, right? These are the people who dominated the world with empire. These are the people, the English are the European people with, a connection with their traditions culturally and genetically with Eastern variations, right? England as the empire is connected with Phoenicia, right? And the ancient Judeans, and that's why his personality is like that, is like a piece of shit, because that's the English mentality, the English, what they've done to the world.
Yeah, but did you watch Nathan when he first started out? He was like a little sheepish little boy.
Yes, but exactly. He's a shallow husk of a person, right? With any sort of fame, or, for example, fame, quote unquote. He changes his personality into the true person that he is, but that has been imposed onto his person by the culture and the other people around him growing up, and which is a piece of shit. And that's how they are. And, for example, that's how they've taken over so much power and material in the world, right? They're the biggest landowners, and what they've done to the Irish, for example. I'm sure they would tell you with the potato famine and how
Right.
they would persecute them. They've persecuted them at the murder for speaking their own language. And I don't blame Oakley or the English people. I think that it's the Zog imposed government that we all face all over the world today, and they change our culture, and then us as people, we change too, and then we change spiritually, and then we change genetically, and that's why we have to be careful, and we have to fight this enemy. But at the same time, if you look, the English people, and they were complicit in the war, Canada and all the Allied powers, and they're if we should have a Geneva Convention for World War II redone, and what the English did were absolute terrors, and they are praised today, and the Canadians and Australians, when they are really the true enemies of humanity, and the Germans and the Axis forces, while not perfect themselves, come from a different.
Are you the same guy that's already been on the show today? You just keep calling?
Hello?
Or are you somebody different?
Hello?
I'm lost. I can't tell if you're the same person that keeps calling. But there's tons of great Brits. Why does Mark Devlin, why is he able to control himself? How about...
And for example, even David Irving. Do you know David Irving?
Yeah.
David Irving is a great man. You should listen to David Irving.
I did when B.O.B. told me to.
Yes, B.O.B. exactly. B.O.B. I haven't listened to his stuff, but I should. Apparently it's very good. But I like David Irving. He's incredible. Ernst Zundel.
Yeah, he mentions him in
Ernst
the song.
Zundel?
What's the name?
Ernst Zundel.
I think I've seen. Is it the guy who does the documentaries?
He's done some work. Ernst Zundel. How about Handsome Truth contemporarily?
I know him. Sure.
Handsome Truth, and yes, and for example, Mr. White's Tuber, and Weston, and
Western chauvinist.
Western Paradigm.
Oh.
And Flood, and Flood, hail Flood. And shout out to the movement, and shout out to the paper boys.
Thank you very much.
You know who Do you know who the paper boys are?
I don't, but this is no more calling in. 3 times is plenty. I've got to watch out for the same person. Maybe somebody could help me. Is he changing his voice each time or something? The time limit is so that we can get more people on the show, not for you to just keep coming back. But anyway, thank you for the call and much appreciated. And now, of course, there is nobody in line. See how that works? There was somebody there and they disappeared. You want to come back? You are welcome on the show. Not you, sir, but I meant the person who dumped off. Or anybody else, this is your final chance. I wanted to be done by 12 and it's 11:30. I'll take 11:30. I will take that. What do we have? Tomorrow I've got a few consoles, just 2. And then I've got Sunday Glowbusters. Should be a good one. What else do we have going on? I don't think we have much. Is that it? I did make an appointment or a deal with Fight the Fat Shirt for Thursday at noon Pacific. So if you want to tune in for that, I could use a little bit of advice, not advice, but I mean, any suggestions. So what we're going to be doing is kind of like Toon and I did. I don't want a moderator. I don't think it needs to be a debate. I think it can be a conversation. And we'll kind of do like a 5-minute clock where we'll talk about one subject till the end of 5 minutes. Then we'll go, the bell will ring and we'll switch to the next subject. Just so we don't get caught up on one thing. Every time I've ever listened to anybody have a conversation, maybe there's some good points going back and forth. All of a sudden, they hit a wall. And it's a point of contention. And then I'm just driving in my car like, oh, this sucks. Because I just want to get past that point of contention. So I want to, in order to not have that moment, we're just going to kind of move through. We're each going to bring 6 topics to the table where, one of us will go first. And then let's say that the topic is circumnavigation or something. So I'll say, okay, circumnavigation north-south, and then I'll kind of explain it, and then he'll come back and we'll go like that for about 5 minutes. And then no matter, even if we're arguing or it's a point of contention, as soon as that clock goes off, we'll switch to the next subject. So what I'm looking for, and kind of the same thing that I did with Toon, is things that we can get concessions on. Because I do think that that's important to I don't know I think it's the same guy. If you're going to call back and don't write that name, I know who you are. I can't keep talking to the same person. This show is not your show. Anyway, we've got, where's I at? Oh yeah. So I need 6 topics. I think I've got like 3 that I really like. We already had the concession of the east-west or circles, but I do want to kind of cover that a little bit more and make sure you kind of see some of the implications of that. And we are telling each other, by the way, so if you don't realize why I'm asking you, it's not like we're trying to got you, I'm hiding these things from you, is we're supposed to give each other the 6 topics by Monday so that we can, at least be ready for whatever's going to be talked about. So it's not like we're trying to hide these from them. So if you have something that you think, something that you've either heard Globers say or claim, or something that they've disagreed with that you think that I can pretty easily show evidence for, that's what I'm looking for. So if you can think of anything, I do want to ask him about like mirror flashes, and whether or not he's going to tell us that is refraction, which doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even understand how that could be refraction. You have to be able to see the mirror in order to see a reflection in it, which is what some flashes are. So to me, I don't think you can say, oh, that's refracted, which would mean that the mirror has been lifted up to the horizon line. In that case, then at night, when you're looking out of the ocean, then every light that's behind the curve should be lifted up and shown to you at the horizon, right? So obviously we don't see that. So that's kind of another one. Let me look at the chat and see if anybody's got a good one for me. Let's see. We've got, this one is Jaren's. What's that? A short? I don't know what that is. One of the many planets on a much bigger ball than they tell us. Don't go, Jaren. I'm having fun. Angela, I got to enjoy myself as well, I just got a rescue kit myself, already regretting it. I'm very smart. I was raw vegan for 1.5 years. I've done some pretty good fasts in the past. I did a 4.5 day no food, no water, dry fast. That guy can't keep his mouth shut when you're talking. I know this guy who has had nothing but watermelon for over 100 days. All right, he's in great shape. Fasting is nature. Fasting is nature's healing. Like fasting heals us. Whoever put the damn apostrophe next to the enter button needs a boot in the bum. I don't see anybody talking about what I'm talking about. Chris Christie thinks fasting means no lines at the drive-through McDonald's. I think he thinks, yeah, I would agree with that. That's true. D-Rec, I haven't touched McDonald's in years. Me either. Thank goodness. That is not food. That motherfucker is not real. She was talking about McDonald's, I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. If anybody has any topics or categories for the conversation on Thursday, either telegram me, t.me/Jeranism, or write it now. Images of actual stars. I don't know if you're talking to me. Is that for me? Am I seeing the right chat? Or is this, the chat has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But I'm Portuguese. I didn't know you're Portuguese, Angela. I'm Portuguese. Well, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. But I did not know you were. Have you ever had tramouche? Oh, I love a tramouche. That's funny. Only way to save society is a far right for president. Yeah, that's not true. I mean, I've had a couple people talk to me, did you watch the debate? I don't know how many times we have to tell people. Politicians are liars by design. They have to be. And again, the best way I can describe that is if you did a poll and 70% of the country believed in vaccines, or 70% of the country believed in abortion, then you as a running president have to believe in abortion. Does that make sense? It's a lie, but at the same time, we should expect it. So it shouldn't be a surprise to you that politicians are liars. They don't work for you and I, they work for somebody above them. And you might have some illusion of choice, and they might count some ballots or whatever. But for the most part, they're always going to have control of the candidates in the position. Do you realize how much money it costs to run for president? Do you realize how much money it costs to be on these debate stages? And so these guys, in order to secure that money, they sell their soul. They have to be in the pocket of Israel. They got to be in the pocket of everyone else. And they're in the pocket of Big Pharma. This is why Trump got rid of RFK as being vaccine czar or whatever he was going to name him. This is why Trump was big on the Operation Warp Speed. Okay, it has nothing to do with him, because think about it. Is a person, you can't know all things. Well, unless you're Nathan Oakley, then you know all things and then some. But if you aren't him, you don't know all things. And so you have to have people that you trust around you that can tell you things about different subjects. Well, when it comes down to vaccines, things like that, who's he going to trust? He's going to trust Fauci, and he's going to trust his supporters or his people who, like Pfizer gave him $1 million or something. So that's just what's going to happen. None of these people are in it for you. So to say only a far right president will save this country, I'm not so sure. Only a president that's not beholden to the elite, to Israel, to Big Pharma, to corporations. Only that president will save this country, and that president can't exist. So we better think of something else than telling people to keep waiting for a savior that's going to come in the form of some candidate that we're going to vote for. Ron DeSantis can't even smile. The guy is so out of touch. Okay, none of these people are going to save you. And if you're thinking that, well, talk to me in 5 years when we're back to the same place and we're doing the same thing again. And we just sat through another 4 years of having our rights taken. Then talk to me. And you'll start to realize that what's going on. And let me see where we're at here. I don't know. Did I go too far? Where are we? Okay, here we go. He hasn't touched McDonald's. Don't know what distant scene is. She was pointing at the Indian loony lander. McDee's. Water curving and bridges not bending. Have you ever heard someone say heterophobia? Nope. That's why we are so damn sexy. Yeah, that is true. That's a good point. I did 2 weeks grapes, 2 weeks watermelon, 1 week orange juice, 1 week water, 2 weeks green juice. That's my longest fast. I did a lot of 20-day juice fasts, lots of 3-day fasts. Ham radio needs the physical dome. I wouldn't even go that far. But it could be. But I would like to talk to somebody. I'm always asking this, and I never get anybody. If you're a ham radio operator and you want to maybe do some experiments with me or do some stuff that we can take a look at different angles of bounces, and if we can surmise anything from it, I would love to do that. Reach out, telegram, t.me/Jeranism. Do one topic, the horizon. I can give you a heap of screenshots. That's a pretty good one. I can write that down. Horizon. Yeah, whether it's real or not, which would be a good question because I don't even know what they would say anymore. They're all over the place. Pressure besides a vacuum without a physical barrier is impossible. Okay, I like that one. I could describe my atmosphere on Earth in a box story. We've got influence. Is all that's needed. Flights in the south. Okay. Yeah, you mean like how I show that the planes are going too slow? That's a good one. That's a good one. No southern flights. Southern sea cables not existing. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's just talk south. You don't get in front of their cameras unless you're in the big club. Yes, exactly. They're not going to let you. Here's the thing about. I think that obviously, if you're a longtime politician, then you've gone through the ranks and you've already been weeded out if you're not ready for it, or you're already beholden to these guys. So this is why they say, you can probably affect your local government. Because I do think the guy that's in Modesto running for mayor, the elite don't have trouble. They don't have time to worry about him, right? They don't care who wins mayor. Then when the person who wins mayor, then they might come in and see what kind of person they are. If they're charismatic and they look like they could be somebody for a career, then maybe that's when they start talking to them and offer some money or whatever. And then you're in those guys' pockets and you're in trouble. And then they can use you for whatever. They can basically use you like a sleeper cell at any point. Jeranism, one could be the sun moving faster. Yeah, if you can get me that. I mean, I don't know how you would get me evidence of that, but that's a tough one because you're not going to be able to look that up on YouTube. You can't look up sunset at this date and then this time, and it'd just be hard. But somebody who's actually out there specifically looking for that. But I would love like a video. Here's a video from June 22nd. Boom. Look at the time. We've got a timer on here. Boom. We'll go. Here's a video from November 5th. Look at now. Here's a video from December 21st. That's what we would need to really show it. Ancient maps having the North Island with a vortex. That's a topic, you mean? I'm not prepared for that topic myself. I don't even know. I don't think that's something that's can be seen, is it? America needs Trump. We don't need a king. Putin's not that bad from Australia. America needs Trump. Well, Trump will win, so you're fine there. You're going to get Trump, and you're going to see that he's going to drain the swamp this time for sure. And this time he's definitely going to put Hillary in prison because she's crooked Hillary. He's going to forget that she's a great person and we all need to stand up and give her a round of applause because of how much he respects her and everything. Yeah, if you think Trump's the answer, you are not paying attention to the world. Yeah, there you go. Kevin Douglas knows. This time Trump will put her behind bars. Yeah, it was just like last time he wanted to give her like a 4-year, but ended up being an 8-year, kind of like, hey, this is coming down the road. This time, Kevin, you're taking my words out of my mouth. There is no remedy in government. Thank you, Plain Reality. That is exactly right. There is none. The remedy is for us to ever realize we don't need a government, or at least not one that's run away with the whole show. I mean, I get it. If you have 20 families, you're in some community, you're going to elect out of those 20 people the best representative to go speak on your behalf at these, summits where, all these people get together, whatever. But really, even that is not needed as much anymore. We certainly don't need representatives today that don't represent us at all, that don't even need to ride on horseback to go to Washington, D.C. There's something called the internet. The internet now. So we can all vote for our own things. We don't need representatives. You needed representatives when everybody met in D.C. and you lived in Nevada and you couldn't get there and there's no TV and there's no radio. But nowadays, you don't need representatives. That's stupid. We can all vote for whatever we want. We can use things like the blockchain to vote. But again, these would require actual good government. Like, here's the thing about me. I have no problem with self-driving cars. I'll let that fucking thing drive me all around town for the rest of my life. Here's the problem. We don't have a government that I trust. So I would never get behind the car of a self-driving car. I would never get behind the wheel or behind the back seat of a self-driving car because I don't trust anybody in this world. So some things would be great in a world where we didn't have things to worry about, like an absolute corrupt, shit-tastic, tyrannical government. Okay. They've gone way overboard now. They're wrecking the world with their equality. I mean, there's just no, I'm sorry. I know some really great gay people. They seem like they're great people. But the requirement that it seems that there is to consider that equal with heterosexuality, which doesn't make sense to me. I don't even know how a gay person could say, oh yeah, gay sex is equal to, well, how did you get here? Oh, well, I got here by straight sex. Yeah, I figured that. Okay. Didn't everybody? So if we all did what you did, since it's equal, if we all chose to go in your direction, you do realize you would end the human race. So does that really sound like it's equal to the one that perpetuates and keeps the human race and actually got us all here? Again, to me, that's just a no-brainer. And the government has gone around and told people that it's equal and we have to treat everybody equal and they get equal rights and they get equal. Okay, I get it, but look what happens now. It always goes too far. You might have had good intentions, which I doubt, but I'm just saying. In fact, I think that they caused a lot of people to be gay with the, the atrazine and the pesticides and everything else. So then when they realized they caused everybody to be gay, they said, we better jump on this and be proud of this, because otherwise it's, we're the ones who caused it. So, but I think if you let the government, they always take things too far, always, right? Like, okay, so we don't want racism anymore. Guess what? In the 80s, the way I remember it, maybe I'm way wrong, but I think you can go watch TV and you'll see it. 80s, 90s, really, racism was pretty much gone. At least where I grew up, which was in California, in a, less than, it wasn't like a suburb city that had, all kinds of rich people, but you had to get along with people if you wanted friends, and that was it. So we had all different people in our group. I mean, of course not blacks, but I mean, I'm just kidding. But we had all people in our group, and it was because we wanted friends and we got along, and I just never looked at those people as anything but friends, and I didn't really see racism at all. But then what happens is you have what's coming, starting the 2000s or whatever, and then it just became this constant barrage of like, and then you start hearing about things like reparations, and you start hearing Black Lives Matter, and you start hearing, black people will get on TikTok or whatever and just say, I hate all white people. I hope they all die. I can't stand. It's like, okay, and this is a product of the government, like endorsing this attitude, putting it in schools and a white privilege and this and that. It's like, who was I watching the other day was talking about that, that white chick that has, that plays soccer. She's totally gay. She's pink hair, and she like ripped her shirt off, and everyone was like, oh, this gay girl. Like, they make such a big deal about it. And she actually is like advocating for women to get paid more, because the women's soccer team gets paid less than the men's soccer team, which makes a lot of sense. And she's advocating to get paid more. And she's like, people like me, we don't get, she makes $3 million a year playing a sport that women suck at. So explain that to me. People like you, what do you mean you make $3 million a year? Oh, you're really held back. Or, black people are like, in today's environment, we had a black president. We have Oprah Winfrey, one of the richest people in the world. We have movie stars like Will Smith and all these guys. So I'm pretty sure in today's world, you can get where you want to get despite the color of your skin, unless you want to be a victim and you want to just be a dirtbag and yell really loud and attack people and things like that. Then you could do that if you want. But this is the problem. If you've been in California, if you've watched the news at all, you should see what's going on in this state with people going into stores like Neiman Marcus or Macy's, or they just go in with like 50 people smashing cases, taking bags of merchandise, and nobody does a fucking thing. That, you cannot have a society with that going on. And part of the problem is that we're not allowed to carry guns here in the state. Because if you carried a gun, I guarantee you those people wouldn't be so fucking brave. But when they know you don't have a gun, and they know you can't touch them, and they know the cops take 40 minutes to get there, and they know they all look the same, their masks or their hoodies or whatever they're wearing, then it's just a recipe for disaster, and we don't even have the people to stop it. Now, you'd think in a society, people would recognize this is not okay for me to do. But when the government's been telling you for years that you're owed reparations, that you are put in a handicapped position because of your skin color, that the system is set up against you, then these people feel like they're owed that stuff. And it's all because of the government. There's no way people would feel comfortable doing that if it wasn't for the main body of decision makers telling these people constantly that they're owed these things. And so the world is in shambles, really, because who's going to step up and do what they need to do? And now what happens when you let these things go too far is now anybody who tries to stop it is racist. So that's a problem. When I try and say anything, I'm a homophobe, I'm this, I'm that. And I'm not even. I don't have any problem with what adults do behind closed doors. Well, I may have a personal problem with it, but I don't have the kind of problem where I feel comfortable judging people because I don't know their past. For all I know, some gay girl was molested by her Uncle Fred when she was 4. So it's really not okay for me to bag on this person who is afraid of men, is got some sort of, repulsion to men. And so she finds a girl she loves and she becomes a lesbian. To me, I'm not at a place that's okay for me to judge that person. Now, if that person does things in public or does some sort of disgusting thing, or I don't know, then maybe I can, say something. But other than that, I'm just not going to judge people for adults making decisions with other consenting adults. That's all. Now, that's where I draw the line, because anything beyond that, then I become like the government, where you're letting, like if you go, okay, and then there's always something else. Okay, so you guys want to use any bathroom you want? All right, we'll do gender neutral bathrooms. And you guys, now you want to do drag time story hour? All right, go ahead. Now you want to go into schools? Okay, now you want to become teachers? Because you've already said that they're equal, they get all the rights, that there's no difference. So the government has always done this from the beginning of time. They always are going to let things go too far. Why? Because they know that it causes strife and it causes people to worry and it causes people to hate each other. And that's what the government loves. Why? That's how they stay in business. The moment that we realize that we're all friends, we're all one, we're all happy, we're all on the same team, is the moment that the government will have to implement something to make sure we're not. And you think we'd be smart enough to realize that and go, shit, in every situation this is true. But we're not, because most people have been conditioned to be exactly what the state wants. And I know people hate my opinion on this, but I'm telling you that they've done a bang-up job using religion. Using religions. Religions are now a tool of the system. And how do we know that? Well, number one, they're not taxed. Okay. Which just doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, the Catholic Church is the number one landowner. I believe, that could be off, but I'm pretty sure they own the most land. And in your town, think of your Catholic church. It probably has the biggest lot on like a corner lot on some fancy street where that property would be worth a ton. But the Catholic Church is there. So when you have this kind of situation, you've got people who think that they're being good people, and they are. Maybe let's say they are being good people. They're being good people, but they're also letting evil run rampant. If I see another person in a comment section say, it's okay, Jesus will be back soon, I'm going to probably end it for myself, because I just can't stand it anymore that we've got people that actually think in the real world that the guy who told you all to love your enemy, to turn the other cheek, is going to be coming out of the sky in a cloud to kill his enemies. It's literally the dumbest belief that there is. Literally, to believe that a man who died is going to come back to earth from a cloud. He's going to come down with eyes of fire and feet like a lion, and he's going to kill his enemies after telling you to get to heaven, you have to love your enemies. Turn the other cheek, is the most retarded thing I've ever heard. And yet, like 50 or 60% of this country believes that's going to happen. So just that's why evil runs rampant. And people always say, well, Jaron, they believe in Satan. So if they believe in Satan and worship Satan, then of course there must be God and Jesus. Well, if the way that the religion is turning out people, if people started to see, hey, this is really working, we can get over on these people, we can make them donate money to these churches, we're taking the money from them, they're doing all these things that are making people exactly who they want, right? Because my family, and this is why I hate it, my family didn't save anything. I know all my friends and everything, like when their parents died or something, they got like a house or they got some, my family didn't have anything. Why? Because they gave everything to the church. Because God says, or Jesus says, it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than to get through an eye of a needle. So to get a camel through the eye of a needle. So they think, by being, the rich will, are going to be a problem. The meek will inherit the earth, which is just weird. The meek will inherit the earth. And you really think that's true? So anyway, all I'm getting at is if this plan was working, then it would be great for them to take the position of they believe the opposite, because it forces more people into that group that they want you in. And we have to realize we're being psyoped all the time. Why do truthers believe that every single thing is a lie except for the book they give you to read for free? The book that's in every hotel room. The book that anybody can get anywhere. Everybody has one in their house. Do you really think that's where you'll find the truth? Oh yeah, I'm sure that the government's just letting everybody keep the book of truth inside their house, read it whenever, go on Sundays, read about it, go on Wednesdays, learn in detail about it. Why are people so easily fooled? To me, I can't do it anymore. I cannot do that. I don't want to worship the God of the Jews. I don't want to worship a God who chose the Jews. I don't want to worship a God who destroyed other people because they weren't Jews. I don't want to worship a God who thought that the best idea for getting people to worship him was to kill their firstborn because they were worshiping somebody else. They're like, I'll show them. And it's always to show his glory. Can you imagine if anybody that we know, anybody on earth ever said that? Jaron, what are you doing? I'm going to go kill these firstborn. Why? To show my glory. Oh, I didn't know you're going to show your glory. Yeah, I'm going to show the power that I have by killing these. Okay, then go right ahead. And people will bow to this person and they'll worship him and they'll tell me I'm going to hell for not believing him. And that's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. And yet this is the world we live in. So I think we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble because too many people are complacent. Too many people think that we're supposed to be like Jesus. Oh yeah. What did Jesus do? The government came after him, and what did he do? He shut his mouth. And the government accused him of something that wasn't true, and what did he do? He shut his mouth. And what did he do when they said, we're going to hang your ass? He shut his mouth. And then they hung him. And people are like, yeah, we're supposed to be like Jesus. Oh, I'm sure the government really wants that. They want to persecute you and steal from you and to create hate amongst your brethren, and then they want you to do nothing about it. So everything that I read in the Bible now is a clear and present sign of wickedness. I mean, it's been added in there. I mean, Romans 13 clearly could not have been written by God, ever, or authored, or allowed, or inspired, or anything. Romans 13 tells you that all government is placed there by God. If you think Joe Biden, or you think George Bush, or you think Mao Zedong, or you think Hitler, or you think whoever you think is bad or good, but if you think that that person was placed there by God, because governments are only there to do the good works of God, and if you go against the government, you go against God. How do you not realize who that's written by? And yet Christians will do anything they can. They're like Globers. They'll make any excuse. Oh, well, actually, that was written about a different time. Oh, yeah, really? Okay, where does it say that? Well, it's written about, they're not meaning government. They mean spiritual leaders. Oh, is that what it means? Okay, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense that it means spiritual leaders. Still, would it ever say that all spiritual leaders are placed there by God? What about all the Catholic Church pedophile priests? Were they placed there by God? No. So clearly that entire chapter is horseshit. And it tells you, pay honor to who honor is due, pay love to who love is due, pay taxes to who taxes are due, and tribute to who tribute is due. What the hell does that mean? Pay taxes to who taxes is due. Thanks, God. Thanks for really helping us out with that one. It's a good line to put in the Bible. Who are taxes due to? So if Joe Biden shows up tomorrow and like 98% income tax starting tomorrow, we're all supposed to go, well, got to pay taxes to who taxes is due. It's horseshit. Horseshit. All right, I'm off. It's midnight. I've spent my time. I've now lost another 25 subs by being honest about the good book, which is not too good. Here's your homework assignment. Anybody who if you're a strong Christian, you're strong in your beliefs, then you should have no problem with this, is just read Leviticus. Do that for me. Read all of Leviticus, and you tell me, and it'd be great if you wrote an essay, or you can write me on Telegram and say, Jaron, I read Leviticus, and I believe that that is the creator of the world and who I owe allegiance and love and adoration to. Tell me that. Because I cannot imagine any human being reading Leviticus and listening to God tell you to bring a turtle dove into his church and to immediately wring its neck and then rip its head off its neck and then to drip blood on the altar 7 times and then to go around and do a little dance and then rinse your clothes and then sacrifice these animals and then place your sins on the animal and then send the animal out and have the people kill him so that you are forgiven and for your sins. I mean, what is going on? You're smarter than that. And I get it. I feel what you feel. You feel like being a good person. You feel like you're created. You feel like you're put here for a reason. So the problem is you were presented just like you were indoctrinated with the globe. You were indoctrinated. You were handed a book and said, God wrote this. This is God's word. That is indoctrination. You're telling a child that the creator, God, wrote a book. So no matter what, this is why people say, oh, but Jaron, the Bible touches me so much. Yeah, because somebody told you God wrote it. If people told you that God wrote the Cat in the Hat, you'd read the Cat in the Hat like, oh my God, the Cat in the Hat, and then he came back. And you would lose your mind over that one. But again, it's just a collection of stories. There's a lot of truth in it. I'm sure there's some history in it. I'm sure some things really happened. But I'm sure other things didn't. And, so teach their own, though. I'm not trying to tell you what you have to believe. I would never say, you have to believe me. You don't have to. You can just listen to my opinion. But I think that the more I tell my opinion, the more you look at the world, you're going to start to see what's going on. And I know these priests and I know these pastors, and these are not like God-fearing, Jesus-like men. They are opportunistic. They are egotistical. They are in it for the money and the fame. And that's just not what God would be about. And then some of the stories that we hear from some of these religions are just insane. I mean, to think that Muslims believe that Allah is the God of the Bible, but that the Bible was corrupted. And so he came down and he gave a new book, uncorruptible this time, which was weird. You would think the God of all creation would be like, before I write this book, I bet it's going to be corrupted since I can see the future. But he didn't see that. So it was corrupted. And then he came down and he went to Muhammad and he said, get off that 3-year-old girl. And Muhammad was okay. And then he said, here's a new book. It will not be corrupted this time. I am the God of you and the Muslims and everything. I'm Allah. Praise be Allah. And guess what he forgot to do? He forgot to tell the Christians, who he had already given a book to, that, hey, since that book is corrupted, I'm giving a new book to the Muslims. So God forgot to do that. And now we've had Muslims and Christians killing each other for hundreds of years. So if you believe in that God, go right ahead. Go right ahead, Muslims. That's insane to believe that. And pretty much all religions have an insane belief. And it's simply that we all have a connection with the Creator and we're all trying to explain it and we let somebody else explain it for us. That's the problem. Best day of my life is when I said, I'm not going to believe what people tell me anymore. I'm going to start to formulate my own belief. And from that, I feel so much better. I will never let somebody tell me what to do again, especially Nathan Oakley. That's for damn sure. Jaron's going to pay me a retraction. He's going to come here. He's going to do this. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Sure I am. Sure I am. So we are our own saviors. We are the ones who are supposed to find the kingdom of God is within you and end all evil where it exists. That's what we should do. You should be taking care of those afflicted. You should be taking care of children. As my mom used to say, we should all just take care of the person to our right. If we all took care of the person to our right, we would have heaven on earth. But unfortunately, many people are too selfish to even take care of one person, even if they have somebody who's taking care of them. And so we've got problems. And I mean, think of the government's causing all these. Privatized jails is ridiculous. And that is racist, by the way. There's so many black people in jail for weed. And when you go into jail, you come out a racist, basically criminal. And you continue doing criminal behavior. Sometimes to be protected on the inside, you need to agree to do something when you get out. So you're out of jail and you immediately are beholden to somebody. And this happens a lot of times too. My friend went to prison for about a year, maybe a year and a half. And his plan was going in there. He's like, I'm going to go in there. I'm not going to join any gangs. I'm just going to tell them like, I'm not into that. I'm just going to kind of keep to myself. First day he goes in there and the white guys go up to him and said, so you going to join us? And my buddy said, oh no, actually I don't really want to join a side. And he's like, oh, that's cool. We're just going to beat the shit out of you tomorrow. And he said, what? He said, yeah, you're going to get your ass kicked by all the gangs tomorrow. And he's like, what are my options? The guy said, if you want protection, you'll join the whites. And if you ever see us brawling, if you ever see that something's about to go down, then you have to be in on it. You have to be on our side. And so my buddy obviously was smart enough to go, okay, I am joining the whites. So then he was like involved in all these fights and he had to but he was always like protected. But he grew to like basically hate other races after a year because all he saw was how much they hated him and how they would fight and how they would want these guys dead. And it's just, so basically sanctioned, encouraged racism. For crazy. All right, guys, it's been fun. Let me see if I missed any super chats or anything. I wanted to thank you for that. Let's see. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. My bad. Let's go fan funding. All right, I got a couple. James Richard. Speaker's Corner dance video looks like a cult. Watch it with righteous eyes. Tell me what you see. Looks like a cult of 3 people? Okay, well, I can promise you I just found some people dancing and put them on the intro, so probably not a cult. James Richard again. We are all sheep. It is only a few that see and hear their shepherd. The rest just walk off a cliff or sheep to the slaughter. Those sheep with eyes and ears are sheep to the Father. Okay. What do you know about the Jeranism show? I know he's sincere. Jeranism show was earlier, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm at the very least sincere. I don't know what else to tell you, but besides that, I can't claim to be right, but I can claim to really give you my honest opinion. And I have no problem backing up my opinion with evidence. Or else if I hold some sort of opinion without solid evidence, then I have issues. So anything that I've ever said, I can back up. Or if you ask me about it, like, Jaron, one time you said this about, do you still believe that? I'll be able to tell you why I do or why I don't. And it's the greatest feeling that you've ever had to be able to be free with your beliefs and be free with the fact that you don't have a belief or a claim on a certain subject. Jaron, what's the moon? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know, but I don't think you can go there. And I think the people that said they did lied. And I think India lied. And I think that their cartoon proves it. And they just know people are so dumb and so believing at this point that they'll believe anything. You saw all those people in that room just clapping. I mean, what are they looking at? Pretty sad. Thank you guys for the super chats. I'm going to go over to Rokfin and see what we got over there. By the way, oh, there it is, closed. Oopsie. What do we got here? Nope. And okay. Let's bring up something else to put on the screen. Let's put up a thumbnail. There we go. And let's go to the Rokfin tips. Hopefully there's some people there. I don't really know. It didn't pay. Oops. I did hit. Oh no, did we never start there? What's going on? Did I not hit go? Whoops. I wonder where my Rokfin thing is. Rokfin. Huh. Let me find this real quick and then I will see what's going on. Did it sign me out? Is that why? Oh, I'm not live then, huh? Let's see. I'm logging back in. If I logged out though, then it probably did not start the show. Content management. Speaker's Corner number 50, 2 hours ago. What? Published. Is it done? Oh, we are here? We're here? We on? No. What happened? Did I never start? Oh, it says YouTube. Oh, yeah, I am still here. All right, sorry, my bad. Okay, we got this. Let's check out the tips, shall we? $15. Thank you very much. Tony Coriolis in the house with $5 says, yo, totally cool with being cut off. I respect that. I went on a couple unexpected tangents. More on point next time. I thought you were on point, Tony. But, yeah, I think that I like the timer boot. Is that what you're going to call it? What did you guys think? 3 minutes or 4? 4 seemed a little long, but I think it's good. If they get booted right at 4. What do you guys think? Rasco Hearn said, Bible says to tip Jaron for his amazing content. Thank you, brother. You're doing God's work. I believe it's Romans chapter 13, verse 8. Jaron is placed here by God. Please give him all your money. Last time I read it, but it could be a wrong translation. So somebody should look into that. Let's see. So that is everybody. Thank you guys for being 17 watching on Rokfin and 172 on YouTube. Let's get out of here. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I wanted to show you. I don't think so. Any sound effects we want to play on the way out of here? What is this?
This is GNN, the Global News Network.
I missed that
reporting
GNN.
the truth for as long as the Earth has been spinning.
Thank you, James Earl Jones.
This is GNN, the Global News Network.
I like
reporting the truth for as long as the Earth has been spinning.
I probably have the biggest soundboard of anybody, but everything is in here like by the file name, and I just don't know what they are. I have to go through one day and really clean this up. You can actually put images for each one. It would take me forever. This has got to be Biden, I'm guessing.
The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that in fact believes in open trade and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO.
I just gotta get high and listen to my sound clips. Oh, I like it. I like that. It's like a better luck next time kind of sound. All right. This is Black Man Invented. What does that mean?
Why in God's name don't we teach history in history classes?
Right.
A black man invented the light bulb, not a white guy named Edison. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
You take the blue pill.
I've heard that
The
before.
story ends.
What is this? Bob Ulrich. What does that mean? Oh, there's a launch? 7. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to come.
3, 2, 1.
I don't hear any rocket launcher. All right, there we go. A little BOB flatline. And we got a bomb.
Oh, boom shakalaka!
I do have a lot of NBA Jam. It's pretty good.
Eventually, I persuade Azamat that we would travel to California and make our reportings along the way. He insists we not fly in case the Jews repeated their attack of 9/11.
And that motherfucker talks that we should be, we should have censorship. Guys, totally. Yeah, also now in the pocket, or there in his pockets.
Although Kazakhstan a glorious country, it have a problem too. Economic, social, and Jew. I don't know what that is. See, like, what do you name these? How do I put these on my soundboard? Just cool beat. Bueller. Let's go.
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow,
Working it. Yo, what it is. Sorry, I don't want to freestyle for you. You guys will fall in love with it. I like that beat though.
What do you think tribal sovereignty means in the, the
George.
21st century? And how do we resolve conflicts between tribes and the federal and state governments?
Tribal sovereignty means that it's sovereign.
Right.
I mean, you've been given sovereignty, and you're viewed as a sovereign entity.
Thank you. Okay.
And therefore, the relationship between the federal government and tribes is one between sovereign entities.
Wrong. Oh, long time since I heard that. Is he going to play the whole song, or is it just the beginning? No, it's going to end pretty soon. Coolio, right? Did he die?
You feel like I feel, I got the antidote. Women wave your pantyhose, sing the chorus, and it goes.
I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. Pretty nice, I like that one. Oh, gunshots. Just one? Okay. What was that? Oh, here comes a car crash. At least that one's named right. This one is Cataclysmic Molten Core. Okay. Cat in the Wall. Oh, yeah, this is Always Sunny.
Cat in the wall, eh? Okay, now you're talking my language.
The hell is that? I don't like it.
Good morning, Nathan.
Morning, Brenda. How are you?
Ready to get destroyed again?
Ready to be lit on fire, Mr. Strawman?
You mean you came in ready to be destroyed again? Yeah, we accept that, Brenda. Hi, how are you?
We got our torches ready, Strawman.
I've destroyed your argument every single time.
Every time.
Oh, what a way to start a morning.
That sounds really fun.
Morning.
I already know that one. That is a Chris Masters entrance music. Oh, it just made me think about Bray Wyatt. That's sad. 36 years old. Don't know what that is.
All the cool kids are doing it after all. And you want to be cool, don't you? I mean,
Oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
This is an important message from the CDC. You have been recognized as someone who has been in direct contact with a person or persons who have COVID-19 coronavirus. You are required to remain where you are and self-quarantine for 14 days, and possibly more due to your small wiener.
It's true.
Tiny wieners have will in more quarantine days. Wiener size like yours could triple your time. Please be advised that you have a tiny weenie.
Yeah, but they got vaccinated, so they're all right.
Corona, corona, the virus infecting us all. Corona, corona, you cough and shake then fall.
Correct. Correct. Countdown 60 seconds? Oh, yeah, 60 seconds. 30 seconds? All right, I get it. I mean, I have just pages. You have no idea. We've gone through 1/300th, maybe. Even less. Crowd terrace? What the hell does that mean? Crowd booyah. Oh, it's mixed crowd. Dark Knight. Ding dong. Ah.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
You know what they put in the water, don't you? Fluoride. Yeah, fluoride. On the pretext that it strengthens your teeth. That's ridiculous. You know what this stuff does to you? It actually weakens your will. Takes away the capacity for free and creative thought and makes you...
What is that from?
I
don't know what that's from. Oh. I'm going to say goodbye on this one. We're going to listen to this on the way out. Much love, guys. Enjoy the song. Aristophanes is wrong.
Aristophanes was wrong.
Wow. And now
you'll hear this amazing song. They don't
much love, guys. Till next time. This has been Jeranism. Peace.
Just don't move. Horizons at eye level and flat. Stars show no stellar parallax. Michelson, Morley, Soniac, and Gale. Famous Aries experiment failed. The Earth is the center of the universe. They bury the truth and then things get worse.
NASA's Neil, he takes the lead. Bill, that science guy, shares his creed. And Groening's lesser magic crew. Be sure they're Satan's children too.
Jesuits and Masons rule. They push agenda, make us tools. They use Mythbusters on Tesla's energy was new, then World War I and World War II. And what did Applebergo do? Arctic first and then on to Antarctic, chasing Nazi troops with ships and planes and Gaskadoos. And what did they find? We don't know. Some say German, some say snow. Some say that they breached the wall or a glass dome that's way too tall. Though many of us are needy, they blocked us all with the Antarctic Treaty. Back to Project Paperclip and NASA's Nazi scientists, UFOs and Area 51, where all the secret tests are done. They started Project Fishbowl. They tried to make a great big hole in the firmament that's way up high. Planes and bombs they tried and tried. False flag, pretend terrorists are actors that just don't exist. Fake Cold Wars and nuclear woes. TV tells us how it goes.
Duck and cover, take your little pill. NASA's proven exactly nil. No Russia-US space race. Debunkers make too good of a case. How can I see way past the curve? They taught us all lies, where did they get the nerve? No worries, don't trip, now we know how they play. It's time to come up clutch and end their ball game.
Incoming asteroids, could it be Earth? We'd be destroyed, we'd be destroyed. One big sun flare, that's all she wrote. We'd be destroyed, we'd be destroyed. Clinton and Obama, they just both went on Jimmy Kimmel's late night TV show. They mention secret files and make a note. The flat earth changed, aliens disclosed. Now aliens will have to wait. Sphere versus flat debate. The more of us who know the earth isn't round will make this house of cards fall down. Careful what you wish for, friend. The flat earth revealed is not the end. This system, it just has to crash. New world order from the eye.
The next step of the evil plan is to make it take the mark in your head or your hand. I know that it's a real low blow. They got the money in your mind and now they want your soul.
They taught us about the Big Bang. They say from nothing life sprang, and evolution is such a fraud. Where's God? Aristotle, Copernicus, Newton, Einstein, and the rest. Even Aristophanes was wrong. Now you've heard this amazing song.